I've taught, I've worked with many over the years, over the centuries. I've taught in the mystery schools. I've taught in the secret societies. I've had other channelers in the past, but nothing quite like this group. Nothing quite like all of you. So tenacious, so filled with humor, even in some of the toughest moments. And you're going through one of the best and one of the toughest times right now. And you can still smile. You can still show up. I know you show up for the coffee and the free food, but let's just pretend you're showing up for everything else. Speaking of coffee, where the hell is just sitting behind me, not being served properly? Linda, would you mind handing me my coffee?
This was my fault. I did it. It was
Thank you. You see, I want you to witness this again. Let's do that again. No, watch what happens in the energy exchange that occurs. The giving and the receiving, the love and the gratitude. Oh no, there's a beautiful energy exchange that takes place. Instead of just the cup of coffee sitting here on the counter, having to get it yourself, there's actually quite something very elegant, very sacred in an energy exchange. I use that as a point for each and every one of you, a very important point. When it comes to you, when it's brought to you and served to you, notice the energy exchange. Be aware of it. So many of you have been blocked in a way from receiving, from allowing. It's going to be coming to you in very beautiful new ways. Receive it. Be aware of the energy exchange. A reminder, a point to remember. This is an important one also. If there is something in your life that you don't like, take a really good look at it, because there's something in it that's still serving you. That is so basic, so important. Sometimes you struggle with these things. You don't like your lack of abundance. You don't like your health issues. You don't like your partner, whatever it might happen to be. You just don't like your stinking life, maybe. There's something that is still serving you. Otherwise, it would not be there. And going in there and really being conscious and aware of it, that's tough. It's easier to blame your problems on that thing. Let's say lack of abundance. Easier to blame it on that. Say, well, I can't do whatever because of my lack of abundance. No, you actually really like it still. There's something in it you like. Dive deep into it. What is it that you like? Well, I'll tell for a lot of you now, doesn't apply to everyone, for a lot of you now, the lack of abundance keeps you from having to make real changes in your life. If there's something in your life you don't like, this is no judgment, but if there's something you don't like, find out how it's still serving you. Ask yourself, or be the master and ask yourself, how is that still serving me? And it is. And don't tell me, don't tell yourself, I don't know. That's not acceptable. It's there for a reason. So what a beautiful way to start out about energy serving you. I would say the biggest thing that's been going on with many of you, not all, but with many of you, body issues. Body issues. Pains in the body, body acting strange, body doing weird things. Some of you think you're having heart attacks and you're going to die in the middle of the night. Some of you your body is sluggish. Your body just isn't responding. And what do you blame it on? Me, of course. Yeah, thank you. Age. Please, no matter how old, how young you are, it is not an aging thing. It's too easy to blame it on aging. It is the intensity of the changes you're going through. You're bringing in whole new levels of consciousness and light and energy into your body. You're going through it at such a speed, it's going to affect your knees and your back and your neck and your shoulders and your gut and your bowels and your heart and your liver, the big one, liver, and every kidneys. It's going to affect everything. It's taking it out of old patterns and readjusting it. You are really going through a metamorphosis, a transformation in body while you're here. It's not about you. It's about this beautiful process that you're going through, bringing the light into the body, becoming the light body. For those of you who have been here 1,000+ lifetimes, you develop very clear patterns of the body, of the mind, of everything. Patterns are things like aging and death, actually. Aging is a pattern you have just come to accept. I'm going to age. It doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be the way it is. Another ugly pattern is the pattern of unfulfillment. I didn't really do what I wanted to in that lifetime. It almost becomes, after a little while, like, well, you just accept that you're not going to have a fulfilling life. We're going to break through that because it's not okay. You came here for something. So the next pattern that people are into now, didn't used to be this way, I have to get an education. Then I have to have a partner. Then I have to have children with my partner. Then a new pattern, I have to get divorced. And then I have to get divorced again, and then again. And then I get old and I don't have any money, and my career was unfulfilling. Why did I go to school for that stupid career that was so unfulfilling? I'm going to die. These are patterns. These are, and nobody questions them. Nobody says, stop for a minute. Is this what you really want? Another pattern that I'm going to mention here real quick, the pattern of worrying about what everybody else thinks. Oh, that's so heavy. What are they going to think? Really? You're going to let what other people think? You're going to let old consciousness really guide what you're doing? Patterns have served you in a lot of ways. We started today by basically saying, look at your life. Look at what's going on. Even if you don't like it, it's there because it's serving you. Look at it. Patterns were there because there is a amnesia, there is a hypnosis, there is a kind of like this blanket over the real awareness, and you just do it. You just get in that parade and march like everybody else, even though your knowingness says, I shouldn't be in this parade anymore. So what do? Well, first we have the realization of what's going on. Patterning, it keeps you kind of in. Patterning keeps you from making those breakthroughs. And then it's making a very clear and conscious choice to allow a quantum shift. Not a little shift, and that's one of the other patterns of life. Incremental progress, like turtle style. Let's go quantum. Let's allow. And that's, I keep coming back to this and back to this. It's the allowing. That's it. Allowing. Allowing means getting out of your way, getting out of the human way. There is a natural evolution, natural cycles that when one allows, that will bring in new levels of light, literal light, into that body of yours. Light that will take you out of patterns, even when the human is still trying to hold on to it, if you allow. Light is the movement of the passion of the I am. It's light. And this light then attracts energy. The energy is what literally changes the structures and the mechanics and the outer world, but it's the light let into the body that will change the patterns of the body. It's the light that's allowed eventually into the mind that changes the mind. What you are doing here, dear Master, will benefit the human, but we're not doing it for the human. That's an old pattern, and it will keep you here, and we're going to break through.